This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
All right. And my best Matthew McConaughey. Sorry to get a little crazy today. John Solberg here, your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Happy to tell you today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop. Purveyors of highly sought after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets, and as always, they're handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for more than 15 years, and every week they ship out competition quality meats to the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use the Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Even if you're not a competitor, you should have some finer cuts. Butcher Shop ships some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of the cul-de-sac. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock. And again, it is always handpicked just for you. Let's review all this. The best competition briskets? Yes, and the best backyard briskets. The best pork selection? Check that off the list. Giving you better overall options to cook at home. You know it. So give the Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You mentioned the BBQ Central Show. You're getting 10% off your entire order each and every single time you call. Also, go check them out on Facebook. Give them a like and a follow. Facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled SHOPPE. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets. And today, let's go talk about a little bit of one of the OGs of rub, I guess. The bacon salt dudes.
But as promised, joining me now is my guest, and his name is Dave Lefko, part of the dynamic duo that founded Bacon Salt. Dave, thanks for coming on tonight. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm doing great, thanks.
Bacon Salt.
Yeah.
Wonderful idea, as far as I'm concerned. But how does one actually, or how do you guys, where does the idea come from? How does it come about?
Well, like any good idea, it starts with about 10 shots of tequila. We were in Miami. We were working in a software company, and it was an idea that Justin had just started thinking about at a wedding that he had been to that actually, ironically, it was the ultimate of ironic weddings. It was like a kosher military wedding. And he was at a table having conversation about bacon and how amazing it was to a group of people that have never really been able to eat bacon before.
Okay.
And it just sort of hit him like, wow, should make something that makes things taste like bacon salt. And we met about 2 months later, and we were working at the same company together. We were in Miami drinking on Miami Beach, and you mentioned the idea for bacon salt. And I'm from Chicago, man, and when I heard that, I was like, we got to make that like right now, because bacon is a staple in the Midwest. I mean, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner food. So that's what we did. We decided to make a seasoning that makes everything taste like bacon, and it became bacon salt.
And prior to this, you didn't, aside from just being coworkers, I mean, you and Justin didn't hang out prior to this. Just this idea kind of brought you guys together.
It definitely brought us a lot closer together. I mean, we'd hung out before, and I considered him a friend, but we weren't like joined at the hip like we are now.
Right.
But yeah, it was an idea that we both were really passionate about from the get-go, and we ended up very soon after having to quit our job to keep up with all the people that were ordering it.
All right, so getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, but you come up with the idea. You're like, hey, this is something we want to do right away. What kind of research goes involved? Are you talking to culinary professionals? Are you just sitting people down and putting stuff in front? I mean, how do you go about getting what kind of resembled or what resembles now bacon salt?
So we first tried to do it the wrong way, which was we've fallen on our faces a bunch of times in this whole process, but we first tried to mix bacon drippings and sea salt together in my kitchen, and that was a horribly failed experiment. I mean, it was It was yellow. It was like coagulating. It had a shelf life of about 2 days. It looked weird. It smelled weird. It tasted weirder, and that just didn't work. And so we decided, all right, well, let's find some people that know what they're doing. Let's meet with like a chef and some food scientist type of people and figure out how do we make a shelf stable seasoning that tastes like bacon. And that's what we did. We contacted some manufacturing companies and did some research and found one that we liked and just started working with them to do it. And, they hit it on the head. I mean, we submitted in our proposal then, we said, we want this to taste like the smell of bacon frying on a Sunday morning. And that's what they made. I mean, it was pretty amazing how well they were able to do it and pull it off.
And this is just some type of company packer that actually was able to decipher what you write down on paper, and they actually were able to put it in the bottle.
Yeah, that's right. And, we were involved in the process. I mean, we started with original hickory and maple as our first flavors. And
right.
Maple, which has recently made a comeback, was not good the first time around. And so we actually ended up switching to peppered. But, I mean, we were happy with the results. When we first got the seasonings back from the manufacturer, I mean, we probably cooked everything in my house. I mean, we had 5 or 10 people over that we knew, and it was just a feeding frenzy. It was like inviting sharks to dinner. I mean, we cooked steaks, we cooked all the frozen meat that I had in my freezer. We cooked eggs, we cooked potatoes, we cooked just about everything that you can imagine that you can cook, we made that night. And it was all great. It was all great with the exception of ice cream. I don't suggest bacon, salt, and ice cream.
Now, you just alluded to a couple minutes ago that you actually left the job you were at to actually start up J&D's Bacon Salt as its own company. And this is something now you've been doing full-time for how long?
It's been about 1.5 years, actually. So we before we actually launched, I mean, we kind of got to this jumping off point where we're like, wow, this is going to cost us like $5,000 to do, get our first run of like a few thousand jars of bacon salt. And it was, one of those things where like, do we really want to do this? And I don't know if you read on our website or not, but we actually ended up winning $5,000 on America's Funniest Home Videos. My 3-year-old kid hit me with a T-ball. This is kind of just, where it kind of takes a crazy turn.
Right.
And they gave us $5,000, which is exactly what we needed to start the company. So we've got a 3-year-old venture capitalist that actually funded the company, and that's my kid. And then, it was when we officially launched it and got it made, it was July 16th that we launched it. I think we had to quit our jobs probably about 3 weeks into it. The first week, we sold out all 30,000 jars in like 6 days. It went to people in 11 countries and 25 states, and we just sort of looked at each other and said, what the heck is going on here? And it just kept on going strong through Christmas, through the holidays, and now we're in about 9,000, 10,000 stores around the country, grocery stores, and it's just it's selling like crazy.
How does the word get out during that first run that you have this flavoring, and that bang, within days you've sold through your first run, and now you got to drop out of the job and get more done ASAP? I mean, how did you get the word out?
Go check the rest of this show out. Some great information. Bacon salt still is a thing. You can still get it. I've not gotten it, but this show is inspiring me to go get it. So I'm going to go get me some bacon salt now and try that and see if I can bacon wrap some bacon salt, and go check that out as well. Head over to thebbqcentralshow.com. Link in today's show notes is going to take you to the complete episode. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you every day. I'm really sorry. This is the first day with my new lips, and I'm really struggling talking. So until next time on the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.